Hi, everyone. I thought I would get started on unboxing. And I have always found it a lot of fun to have this unboxes process happen right before you. So if you have received the parts kit and if it's close to you, go get it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun making sure everything in the parts box is complete. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so here is the parts kit. Um, we chose this parts kit because I think it had everything that was needed to make our labs a lot of fun, and it has lots and lots of parts. So my warning is try to have a box handy because you're going to run out of space as soon as you unpack all these parts. Okay, so the first thing I want to make sure everyone has is the Arduino. So Arduino is this controller board that will allow you to write the code on the computer, and then you can download it and connect different sensors and get the data. Okay, so I would like to make sure everybody has this Arduino kit. And anyway, let's go ahead and try to open it. All right, there you have it. You will also have this USB cable. And now some of the Mac users, we might have also, and we should have also sent you a USB-C to USB-A cable. And this allows you to connect it to newer Macs or newer Windows machines because this is a standard USB AB cable, okay? So the way you're going to connect your Arduino is one end goes here, and this other end goes into your computer, all right? So that's probably the most important thing you will need for Lab 0 to get started. But let's explore some other parts. Now, there are lots of parts here, and if you have a moment, you can take this sheet and you will see all the parts descriptions with actually lots of LEDs and some sensors. We are going to use the most important part for the first few labs is the light sensor, the LEDs, push button, okay? And very important, the ping sensor, that's right here, a temperature and a humidity sensor. And we actually want you to play with the accelerometer module. This is the one that will allow you to measure motion, okay? But as long as Lab 0 is concerned, you will need this Arduino, and you will need a proto board. So the proto board is right here. There you go. Okay. This is an interesting way of connecting wires. And you will find that when people say, I love circuits, or people build circuits, they connect components to wires, many times components to wires and a microcontroller like Arduino. And then you use sensors and parts to make your circuit, right? And you will find these colorful small components. These are called resistors. And as you know, by word resistor, It means it's going to resist the flow of current. And you will learn why they're important and why we use them in the labs. But essentially, think of your home, right? You have a faucet that controls the flow of water. You just don't turn on and off your faucet. It's very similar, that you have power coming from Arduino, which is using actually 5-volt supply from your laptop. And you don't need all of it going into components that are connected. You need to limit the current, okay? So that's kind of in an easy way to understand why you need resistors. So these resistors have these color codes on them, okay? And if you look closely, there are different colors. Now, for your convenience, the value of this resistor is also written here, okay? And if I go closely, you might be able to see it. It says 1 mega ohm, and other, it says 5K1, which is 5.1 kilo ohm. 100 ohm. Ohm is a unit for measuring resistance, all right? And so on and so forth. And you have different values here, all right? This allows you, like you will use a 1K resistor with a light emitting diode, the LED, and it'll keep the brightness in check and also the current in check, okay? But I just want to make sure, because you will need the resistors for the lab. And so I'm going to put it right back, okay? And if you can put things in where they belong, it'll be easier when you do the lab. All right, there you go. I think at this point, what I really want to make sure you have is the proto board, the Arduino, the USB cable, and then there are these jumper wires, okay? These are the wires that will help connect different components on this proto board, all right? So let me cut this. Okay, and if I take one of these blue one out, and we'll go over the breadboard or the proto board usage and how to use it in the lab. But I just want to let you know this is how it's used. And you're welcome to go ahead and start tinkering. But if you see it, if you firmly place this lead into this hole, it'll stay in. And let's say you put the other end here, you're actually connecting this column to this column because they're all interconnected. More about that later, okay? But I just wanted to let you know, these are called jumper wires, and they go in and out, and they will allow you to make connections. All right, so that's jumper wires. Now let's look for light emitting diodes. And they are in another small box. So this kit is so much better than the kit we used before, which was half the size and everything was stuffed in one compartment. It was very hard to put things back. This is really, really good. Okay, there you go. These are different LEDs, light emitting diodes. They're semiconductors, okay? And these are polarized. What that means is you can only connect them one way. Unlike a light bulb that you can connect in either of the leads, this, you need to make sure that your positive is connected to the longer lead and the negative is connected to the shorter lead. And this is explained in the Lab 0 document. But you will need access to this bin. By the way, this is the silica gel. You should get rid of it and trash it. So you know, it's dangerous if you swallow it. So please get rid of it. All right, put it back. Okay, I think that's about it for unboxing for now. And what I also suggest you start doing is there is this little book, and a PDF copy of that is in the Google Drive. I love that book, and I fell in love with it when I first read it a few years ago. You have the entire PDF version of this. So Massimo Banzi was the founder of Arduino ecosystem. And Arduino is an interesting board. It's not like this microcontroller is super cool or super fast, or it is ultra expensive. But what it did was, around this Atmel chip, which is the main microprocessor here, they were able to make an ecosystem of parts and easy to use hardware, so anybody could pick up and use it. And you will see why, right? Within 7 weeks, you are going to start making Internet of Things, IoT products. But that's where its success was. And so this book kind of goes very quickly into showing you how different parts of this Arduino system works. And I think you should read it. I don't think it's a heavy reading. Some of the things we'll do is kind of till this end of getting started with Arduino. So take a look. And I think if you can read till page 50, that'll be awesome, okay? You will at least understand a few things. And when you see a code, it kind of talks about what that code actually means. And if you spend an hour looking at something, you'll get a better idea of how it is so easy to write a code in text and turn on LED, okay? And I think that's an exciting part. Before I wrap up, I just want to make sure we are not going to use a multimeter in lab 0, but in lab 1, we will. And everybody has been shipped a multimeter. And this is called a multimeter because it can measure multiple things. And for those of you who are international and they are looking for their own meters, many inexpensive multimeters are very, very similar. They measure resistance, they measure voltage, they measure current, they have similar looking leads. And if you want to measure resistance, for example, you just move this dial, okay? So let's say you're measuring, and let's try this, okay? So you make sure when you have this meter that it turns on, okay? There is also a light button. It's actually very cool, right? The all meters have this interesting thing called a continuity tester. And what that means is if I switch it to this setting that has a little speaker sign on it, okay, if I go close, okay, this one, right? When I touch the two ends of this test probe, it'll make a sound. Okay. Sometimes very easy to know if a wire is broken or not, right? So let's say this is the wire. Okay, I know it's a wire and it's not broken, but let's say there was a break inside this insulation. I would take one end, connect this to the other end, and just hear it. Now, of course, I can see if it's showing 0, 0, which means it has no resistance, right? Now, let's say we're measuring resistance. Let's take one, just randomly. Okay, and this says 100 ohms. Now, you can set this in different ranges. I'm going to set this in 200, okay? And I'll just hold one end and then the other end, and it'll show me the value, okay? Kind of approximate. But if I take another resistance, now this one is 1 mega ohm, okay? Which means, now let's say you didn't know the value and you try to measure it in this range, which is 200 ohm. Now I'll show you what happens. It'll just say nothing, okay? So you tweak this and you put, say, let's say in the highest range, 20 mega ohms, and it'll start measuring, okay? You know why it's doing this? Because my hand is connecting also. Yeah. I should make sure only 2 are connected. There you go, 1 meg ohm. Okay, so you might have to tweak things around to measure the resistances because the expensive ones have auto scale. It automatically measures it. But here you have to move around. And for your convenience, it does say, but once you pull this one out, which you just gently pull it and put it in this bin, next time you'll have to measure it and see what value it is. But anyway, I just thought I will introduce these different parts, make sure you are ready for lab 0, and good luck. See you during the lab, everyone. Thanks. Bye.